Good afternoon for everyone. Let's get started. So today we're gonna talk about Turkey's Middle East policy first, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Iran, Iraq, and Syria. And today I will present an overview of Turkey's Middle East policy through four major dimensions. First, its economic and diplomatic relations with the Gulf countries, strategic rivalry and cooperation with Iran, regional security concerns after the Iraq War, and Turkey's position and role in the Syrian civil war. Economic and diplomatic relations with Gulf countries. So, Turkey's relations with the Gulf states, primarily Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and Qatar, have historically been shaped by economic interest, political dialogue, shifting regional dynamics. And the next one is economic relations have played a central role. Beginning in the 2000s, Turkey has expanded trade with Gulf Cooperation Council countries. Turkish construction firms became major players in the Gulf market, while Gulf investment flowed into Turkey's banking, real estate, and energy sectors. And also, Qatar emerged as one of the Turkey's closest economic partners. It was especially after 2017, when diplomatic tensions within the Gulf brought Ankara and Doha even closer. So the next one is diplomatic ties. However, haven't always been smooth. Our relation with Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates experienced both cooperation and rivalry, and in the 2000s, Turkey and the Gulf states worked together on trade, investment, and regional dialogue. In the 2010s, differences emerged over political development in Egypt, Libya, and reflecting divergent views on regional governance and security. And also, I want to mention that by early the 2020s, diplomatic normalization gained momentum, leading to renewed economic agreements and high-level visits. And the next one. And also, overall, Turkey's Gulf policy combines economic pragmatism with a flexible diplomatic approach, adapting to changes in regional power balances. So the next one is strategic rivalry and cooperation with Iran. Turkey and Iran maintain a long-standing relations characterized by both competition and cooperation. Rivalry stems from differing regional visions. Iran's political influence in Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon often overlaps with Turkey's strategic interests. And the two countries and also the two countries also support different groups in regional conflicts, like leading to geopolitical competition and historical considerations and ideological differences further shapes this rivalry. And about the cooperation, however, has been equally important. Turkey and Iran share a long border and significant economic ties, and both countries have worked together on trade, energy projects, and border security. And also, they collaborate within a platform such as the Astana process for Syria, demonstrating that rivalry doesn't exclude tactical cooperation. And Ankara's policy also aims to manage this complex relationship. They want to balance engaging with Iran, where interests overlap, while countering its influence where strategic concerns diverge. So the next one is regional security concerns following the Iraq War. In 2003, Iraq War reshaped Turkey's security environment. Turkey opposed the invasion, warning that it would destabilize the region, and after the collapse of the Iraq state structure, several key concerns emerged. Let's go through on. It was the rise of non-state armed groups, including Al-Qaeda in Iraq and later ISIS. The empowerment of Kurdish political actors in northern Iraq, which raised questions about cross-border security and the PKK's presence in the region, and territorial fragments, which threatened both regional stability and Turkey's border security. And the last, economic description, affecting trade routes and energy supplies. And Turkey responded through a combination of diplomacy, military measures, and economic initiatives. And Ankara also increased cooperation with the Kurdistan regional government, particularly in the energy sector, while simultaneously maintaining counterterrorism operations like UK positions in northern Iraq. Turkey also coordinated closely with the United States and other partners in the fight against ISIS. And it also, the post-war environment pushed Turkey to resupply its Iraq strategy, focusing on both stability and security along its southern border. And let's talk about Turkey's position and role in the Syrian civil war. It was also the main and key part. The Syrian civil war, which began in 2011, became one of the most significant foreign policy challenges for Turkey in recent decades. Initially, Turkey political reform and dialogue within Syria. However, as the conflict escalated, Turkey shifted towards supporting opposition groups and calling for a political transition. Several factors influenced Ankara's policy: humanitarian concerns. Turkey hosts millions of Syrian refugees, becoming the largest refugee hosting country in the world. Border security, the rise of ISIS, and the expansion of beach forces along the Turkish border raised major security concerns, and the regional influence. Syria's future remains critical for Turkey's border Middle East policy. And here we have the words of expansion of PID and IPCH. I would like to give full descriptions. PID, it means Democratic Union Party, and IPCH, it's People's Protection Units. And so also Turkey's Middle East policy towards Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Iran, Iraq, and Syria has evolved through a combination of economic priorities, regional rivalry, security challenges, and active diplomatic engagement. And in the Gulf, Turkey balances economic cooperation with shifting political dynamics. With Iran, it manages a complex mix of competition and partnership. In Iraq, it addresses security threats that emerged after 2003, while in Syria, it plays a central role in both military and diplomatic dimensions of the conflict. Thank you for your attention. I hope it was interesting and understandable topic.